Is the microphone still muted? It says, hello? Is this on? Hello? Is it working? It's working, I know it's working. Not that hopeless. Well, I am. Welcome to FNL! FNL! Hi, I'm Cleggy from Aussie Detectorist, and it's a bit echoey in the dining room of the Airbnb in a secret location in Maju. I'm looking at my phone just to get the comments up. I knew that would happen.
Secret location in Maju.
Why would that happen? Fair dinkum, mate. I just heard it say, I knew that would happen. Rightio, how's everyone going? I just want to cry sometimes doing this. This is why we do it. Endless pilots. Only joking. To be honest, just fair dinkum. I'm over it. I'm having a drink. 2 is old, my future sponsor. So, welcome to FNL, guys. We've been at the Mudgee Field Days all day, and it's been a big day. It's the Mudgee, let me clarify too, because there's shirts get taken off over this, which means people just go shirt off, and it's on. It's the Mudgee Small Farm Field Days. Small Farm Field Days. And so it's pretty cool in that it focuses on those people that will have a small farm. No, but in all honesty, there's a lot of the guy explained it on the PA really, really well. A lot of the bigger farms in the area were carved off into these 25, 40, 100 acre, and these were multi-thousand acre properties. Like, think about how much ground the Hargraves, when he found the massive nugget owned. He probably owned half the state. Well, anyway, these huge properties were carved up into these smaller properties, and hence away they went. And this is year 44. So, this isn't something that just sprung up yesterday as a result of Sydney people moving to Mudgee. This has been going on a long time, and it's for the small farmers, for right across the board too, from cattle, wineries, everyone gets in on it. And I am absolutely blown away at the sheer scale of the event itself. It is monstrous. Like, I haven't even seen, I reckon I've seen maybe half, 2/3, maybe 2/3. So well worth it if you're in the Mudgee area to pop over and have a look, because it's not 8-wheelers and big tractors and massive harvesters and all this type of stuff. It really is small farm machinery, very market style feel, good tucker, 1 billion coffee vans, good donuts, so they tell me. And was a nice place to be today. Temperature was, could have been, let's say, 15 degrees warmer. Would have been nice, but it wasn't. So anyway, good on you. Mr. Atfield, hello mate. I had a detect with you not so long ago, didn't we? Yes, we did. Paul, Mr. Roach, how you going, bud? Steve, Mr. Lawrence, 42. Slap him. Someone slap Mr. Lawrence. I know where you live, son. People are on their way. Dispatch. I'll give the signal. And they're off. They're on their way, Dave. I'll be packing your stuff, mate. Anyhow, like I said, great day at Mudgee Field Days today. Opened my eyes again about prospecting and things like that. Especially the amount of people that are curious. There's loads. And especially when you're in an area like Mudgee where let's face it, there's a lot of ground around this town with gold in it, on it, through it, whatever you like to say, under it maybe. And a lot of people have been walking over these properties for a long time, doing other stuff. Running sheep, putting in fences, fixing this, driving over there, putting in a gate, doing everything but looking for gold. And occasionally they'll look down and go, oh, there's a bit the size of my thumb. Pick it up, yeah, that was cool, put it in the pocket, chuck it in the drawer at home, and, continue on with their farming activities. And then as they're sort of, I guess, how do I say this polite? Let's say it, as they're turning into old blokes, they're starting to get pretty curious about that gold under their feet. So we're talking to a lot of blokes that own a lot of land, that have probably got a lot of gold on it, that have never really taken an interest before, and now they are. So that's hyper interesting. Hey Hobo, how you going? And yeah, it's just a nice conversation to have with people, how, I guess, casual they are. There's gold's not their living. It's just they just happen to own a farm that used to have 57,000 gold mines on it, and we had 2 billion Chinese there mining, and oh, did I say there was 4 abandoned, and you just shake your head. Anyhow, I guess that's the fun bit of doing the shows, is talking to some of these people, because just occasionally you get a little invite and out you go, and make a new friendship, discover a new bit of ground, have a bit of fun. So yeah, the curiosity of the farming folk was quite mind-blowing, to be honest. So I expect a lot of people will become customers, and especially I think a lot will become tour guests. A lot were interested in the process of metal detecting, panning, sluicing, this type of stuff, because I understand that a lot of them and a lot of people I speak to think they might want to do metal detecting, but 8 grand's a lot of money to throw at them, might be, or 7 grand, or 10 grand, or 4 grand, or to get a high-end pulse induction machine. So you can't. It's not. The average person just can't walk out and just buy SDCs like they're falling off trees, buy Garrett Axioms like they're falling off trees. It's got to be a well-researched decision. So what we see again at this show, that we've seen at many, many other shows, is a lot of people are just looking to come and dip the big toe in the water, have a crack at this whole prospect and lark, and see if they like it. So it's been nice to be able to present our goldtour.com.au product to them, and the new Aussie Gold experience, which will launch like ultra soon, as soon as I get home. We'll be launching into that, and that gives people the experience. For you coin and relic folk that like to do that sort of stuff, it's a good chance for you to come out and try some high-end gear on gold and see if it floats your boat, rather than invest a big ton of money, then see if it floats your boat. Does that make sense? Invest a tiny bit of money, come on a tour, and see if you actually like gold hunting. Because, I don't know, 50-50 is not right, but a reasonable percentage of people have been on a gold tour or come gold prospecting with myself for the first time, and at the end of the day gone, if you ever take me to do this again, I'll murder you. Wasn't just gold prospecting when that happened either. But anyway, that's for another show. That's the after 10:30 adults only edition. That's not happening either. I'll be asleep by 10:30, trust me. It's been a big couple of days. Mr. Matty Hahn, absolute royalty in the house. How you going? Hey Jan, how are you, mate? Phil's taking some people out on tour next weekend. Goldtour.com.au, and he can take you. They got, I don't know if 40 bits is exaggerating. It was more than 30 on the last tour, so he knows what he's doing. It's well worth it. So anyway, another thing that comes up, and actually come up at this show probably more so than I've ever seen at any other show, was people that actually were either had a metal detector or were very, very close to getting into it, but they were in the grey area about this whole regulations. Where can I go gold prospecting? Where can I do this? Can I use, a shovel that's wider than... Do you get what I'm saying? There was a lot, and there is, and I shouldn't say there is, because I couldn't solve it. We tried to solve it to the best of our ability for those individuals, but you can't solve the entire problem across the board on one day stand at Mudgee small farm field days. That's not going to happen. But the people that we spoke to hopefully got the message. And the message is this: if you want to know the best places to go fossicking, join your local organisation in your state. I rave on about this a lot. Join NAPFA, join PMAV, just join them. Join APLA over in WA, and to be honest, they're the three. They're the three active, statewide people that actually get out and lobby for your rights. All right, and especially so the PMAV, and especially so NAPFA in New South Wales. I personally know people, the two Johns and Sean, the two Johns down in Vic for PMAV, Sean up here for NAPFA and the committee, just do tireless work to keep ground open for blokes and women and people like you and I to take our metal detectors and go out with the hope of finding a tiny little bit of gold. And maybe one day kicking over a bit, that makes a difference to your life. Who knows? I know every time I go detecting financially, I'm very, very rarely better off at the end of the experience. But mentally, emotionally, and all the rest of it, I'm way in front. So, a couple of $100 down for a weekend away, find 25 cents worth of gold, I'm having a good time. So, I've never, well, that's not true. I've not so fines dependent as I once was. I don't want to throw my machine in the creek as often. I haven't thrown a detector into a tree for probably over 4 years now. So calm the farm a bit. Because sometimes you're $1,000 deep in a trip from Yeppoon in central Queensland to Victoria, specifically to go prospecting for 10 days, and you find about $90 worth of gold. I'm telling you, that 20-something hour drive from Wedderburn in Victoria all the way back to Yeppoon, there's plenty of times you just want to hurl that detector out the window there. And you wonder what you're doing. But then you remember all the cool people that you met and all the cool times that you had and the yarns and the laughing and the carrying on and the shenanigans. And then you realise that it's all worthwhile. And it's not all about the finds, it's also about the journey. So guys, join NAPFA in New South Wales, join the PMAV. Here's a cool benefit, right? I was just talking to Hobo the other day on the phone. He gave me a ring. I've been pestering him. No, I wasn't. There's a court order that says I'm only allowed to ring him once every 30 days, and I'm fighting hard to get that changed. But anyway, until then, on my 30-day call, we had a yarn, and here's what's happening. The PMAV have organised, let's call it a trip. Now, I don't mean that it's a caravan. I mean, what it is that they're all meeting. So if you're a PMAV member, you probably got a notification about this. They're heading up to Tibooburra. Now, Tibooburra, however you pronounce it. So anyway, they're heading up there. All know where I'm talking about. Small gold legendary place. They're all heading up that way. So, oh look, there you go. Look, he's thrown it up in the comments. So it's in 3 weeks' time. Now, you need to be a member of the PMAV, which costs dirt to be a member for a year. The price is so low, it's ridiculous. And then when you get there, get this, right? I am going to make no Bones, I'm going to tell you right now, on a gold tour, for me and or Phil or one of our tour guides, to take you out for a couple of days gold hunting, costs $495. Right, that's the standard fee. We take you out, show you a good time, hopefully put you on some gold. Not always, but we try our best and we have a great time. When you're a member of the PMAV and you show up at Tibbaborough and they're all there, you know how much it is? And I think he's doubled the price, the scoundrel. And if he hasn't doubled the price, it's just a ridiculous bargain. I think it's $10. So for $10, you go, there you go, Johnny. And he's a good detectorist. He's pretty sharp with that 6,000. And now he's got his 12B7 on there. He thinks he's probably 20 times better than he is. And he's good. And let me tell you, he's good. He'll take you out and show you the goldfields, give you a rundown on them. You go out, spend the day, he'll help you out with your machine, show you around Tibbaborough goldfields for like $10. So one less scooey that afternoon, and you got a pro taking you out on the fields just because you joined the PMAV. And that's just one tiny benefit. You know, there's other weekends away, there's trips, there's outings, there's information. And what's going on there? My phone just turned on, randomly turned on. They have trips away and information and all that sort of stuff. So all this waffling on is getting me back to the point where people were wondering where they could use their metal detectors and all that. Join the PMAB and they tell you. Join NAPFA, it's all up on their website. They've got maps and areas marked out. They've got all the rules listed. And that's the actual proper rules. The ones that the government, I nearly said something else, made up. Or, I don't know, made up, I'm going to use that term. So, if you really want to know where you can and can't go, join your local prospecting association, fossicking association, whatever it is. Queenslanders, get you together and get one happening. I know there's some people up there that, what's happening up in Queensland, I'll be very upfront, and might get a few haters off this. There's a few people that really want to do it, to a point where you actually have to do it. Does that make sense? So Queensland, you've been offered all the help in the world from down south, from NAPFA and PMAV. So if you want to get a group going up there, you've got to be fair dinkum about it because there's a lot of work involved. You've got to be committed. Let's look at Sean at NAPFA, right? I personally know him. I like the bloke. He's a mate. Nothing short of that. He's a good mate. He brings up his teenage son, right? So he's a single dad, and he goes and lobbies to parliamentary groups. He's constantly filling out forms, making submissions, talking to councils, talking to stakeholders, trying to get better access for prospectors and fossickers in New South Wales. And I tell you, this is on top of his job of trying to keep food on the table and all the rest of it. He puts in hours and hours and hours a week, and his salary, as far as I know, is I think he can get a bit of fuel money if he drives to Sydney, and they might shout him a Big Mac every now and again. Like fair income, his problem is, and the PMAB and NAPFA, and I don't know enough about the WA scene to talk about it that much. Their biggest problem is lack of members. Members mean funds. Funds mean we can make a big noise about how many members we've got, and that makes fundamental changes. So if you're whinging about not having access to ground, or you're not sure where you can go, or you're sitting at home, I nearly swore, scratching your head, and thinking, no, it's all too hard, no. Pay your $25 and join the association. Get all the information, get into it. G'day, Todd. Welcome aboard, son. Rant Central. Anyhow, join those because that really does help clarify to the government how many of us there are, and that we are actually, there's lots of us. Trust me, there's way more than they'll ever know, which is a shame. And I think it should almost be compulsory that you're a member of a state organisation to own a metal detector. I think that would be a good thing, because those organisations, if they were well funded, would make unbelievable positive change. But they literally run on like hot dog water. You know, it's pretty sad, to be honest, because they do so much work. Anyhow, on with the show. Get into it. Join the organisations. You won't have any more problems. In other news, rumour has it that a humongous shipment of XP metal detector equipment arrived in the country yesterday. Anyway, a day before today. And I should say a day that wasn't today in the past. And so dive shafts, stuff like that, all fully loaded. Check out the detectorist.com.au website. They'll be loaded up very, very shortly. So for those people that were waiting for that gear, good news, it's arrived. I know. I'm getting coached over here, not to say that the is about the audio difficulties. Sorry about that. How embarrassment. Anyhow, so there is a fair few new products in for XP that we were missing in the lineup. They took a little bit of getting over here, but hey, they're here. Fantastic. Pretty short, because this is our last pilot. Next week, will I commit? Because I'm going to Rockhampton and we're doing a show. The next FNL will be a full episode 1 rollout of FNL. So what I do need is a little bit more user content, please. That would be great. Probably limited a bit, saying 1 minute. So a couple of minute videos are fine. No swearing, please. I can't use them if you're swearing. I'd love to use your audio, because I like to hear that. You can hear the excitement, the tone, you get the feel for it. And I understand sometimes you've got to say, "Ah!" But, you know, you don't, if it's every second word, sorry, I can't use it. It does send them, because I get great personal amusement out of it. It's just I can't share them on a show by our future sponsors, Tui's Old. If you know anyone that works for Tui's, or if you have any connection with them, and or send them an email and say, we've got your new guy. Show them this video. Anyway, no worries, Jan. Thank you very much for the video, mate. That brought back some great memories. I had a good laugh about that. And that's a story I tell. I reckon I tell that story 10 plus times a year. No more than 25. At various venues and places around, because that was an absolute laugh. Absolute laugh. And I'm sorry if I'm missing your comments. That's the bit I'm trying to work out. Let's be okay. Honesty hour. Honesty 30 seconds. I have no idea how to make the comments appear on the screen like this. Now, I have it upgraded to look. I've got this camera so we can move it around and all the rest of it. So the equipment is being upgraded. Hang on, let me get it back up there now. Wish I never did that. Showing off the camera. Is that better? That'll do. Bit lower than I was. Lost a couple of inches in that, but anyway. So I'll work that out, and I think it involves a second screen. So anyway, it'll happen. We've got all the other stuff working. So what have we got here? Oh, that's right. Got to remind you all, guys, we're short. I'm like talking over 1,000. So I need some help here. Someone sent me a message on Facebook, and I need to get rid of it so that I can because we don't want to out Matty Hahn, because what he sends me is not fit for public consumption. Rightio, who's all these people sending me stuff? Fair income. Oh no, that's not good. Lucky he's never saw that. Whoa, that's actually hilarious. If you don't know anyone from Lightning Ridge, I suggest that you make an effort to get to know someone from Lightning Ridge, because they're a laugh. Fair income, they're a really, really cool bunch up there. Well, the ones I know anyway, and I really like them. So anyway, thank you guys. I just had an impromptu laugh. What's happened, Scott? There we go. Oh, see how quick I did that? So guys, see this 1.9k followers? We've done really well, I've got to say. Thank you very much for your support on this Palmerville project. As you know, I'm going up there in August. I probably told you the date on another live, but anyway, I'm going up there in August to lay the groundwork for, well, possibly running some pretty sick tours. Oh, hello, boss lady. Oh, hello. Proper celebrity appearance this evening. Thank you. Feel a bit special. So anyway, guys, we're at 1.9k followers. We've got to get that to a 3, and a couple of people can come up for a week to the Palmer and go to the Palmer for a week on the house. If we can get it to 4,000, we can go up there. A couple of people can go up there for a month. 5,000, which, like, how far away is that? It's a long way away. It's over double and a half. We can do that. Full season, up you go. So looking forward to it. It's the Palmerville 1873 page. You'll see it up there, and it's worth being on there just for their posts. Like, this is cool stuff. Working cattle station with a proper interesting history. Here's a good one. They got a new sign up for the campground, so they're encouraging people to get up there, get a selfie with the campground, whacking them with the camp sign. So I can't wait till I get up there and get my photo, to be honest. You get to see, I don't think I've played you this one before. Let's rock it. Or not. Okay, let's not. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's not. So really good content, heaps of chopper stuff. Here's something that's interesting. So you might think that when you go up the Palmer River, that the only thing you're going to find is gold. But there is a very, very rich history of mining up there for a long time. And there's a lot of Chinese, there's a lot of Europeans, there's a lot of every nationality up there. And I don't know, but that looks like a handful of Chinese coins to me. So, you know, don't leave the coin and relic machine at home, or coin and relic people. You could specifically go up there and target Chinese camps. If you talk to the right people in the right manner, ask the right questions, you might, you know, get a nudge. They might at least, you know, glance briefly, you know, in a direction that might be helpful. And sometimes that's all you need, is just a little glance to the left, a little pointing motion. You don't even need that. So, you know, a lot of coin and relic history up there as well. So looking forward to getting up there and having a crack. But love to see some other people get up there too, absolutely free of charge without paying a cent. Well, not to get in anyway. You're probably going to have to drag yourself there. So let's get this pumping up here. We need the 1.9k followers to be, well, 3,000. So thanks very much to all those that have shared it. So share the Palmerville page like absolute madness, so we can rip the lid off, because time's running out too. We were on a time limit. We've only got kind of till the end of the month. So I'm 50 on the 30th of this month, Oh, what's going on there? Mark's sending me rude stuff again. Mark, can't you see I'm doing a live, mate? Fair income. Sending me that sort of... Let's get out of here before it happens again. So get over to the Parvaville page. Follow it, like it, share it. Have a look at some of their content. Share some of their content around too in some of the metal detecting groups. There's some of the big ones, Metal Detecting Australia, all those ones. Get it out there on the forums, that sort of thing. Very, very... I like their content. So, chopper rides, all sorts of stuff. Get on it. Palmerville. It's going to be fun. Rightio, I was going to try and wind this out to half an hour, and guess what? Goal achieved. So managed to wind it out to half an hour waffle because I had a busy week. I've driven down from Yeppoon, gotten ready for the Mudgee show. We're in Rockhampton next weekend with the CQ Detectorist, doing a bit of a membership drive and just promoting metal detecting as a hobby up there in the community, because that town is absolutely surrounded by gold, and I reckon 98% of the people that live in the Rockhampton area are completely blissfully unaware that there's even a speck of gold within 100 miles of the joint. There's a very, very rich and varied gold history up there. I'm not suggesting you race up there with your metal detector. The public ground is few and far between, let me tell you. And it's all mine, so stay away. So, you know, Mount Morgan area, there is some ground around, and should I let it? No, I'm not even going to say. Not even going to say about the massive piece the size of a horse that come out of the ground somewhere in central Queensland, Mount Morgan, the other week. So, not a small horse, like a you know, those little model horses that you use when you're playing armies. Then wasn't horse. No one found the size. Trust me, if someone found a nugget the size of a horse, it would be on the news. Oh, good on you. Appreciate it. Thanks, boss lady. You're a legend. So, yeah, Mount Morgan has a massive gold history. It's really worth two things. This is some homework for you. I want you to look up. Just look up the Mount Morgan gold mine and just have a read about the absolute craziness that went on there. All right, it was just basically a blob of gold and ironstone the size of a mountain, and they turned it into a big hole in the ground. And in doing so, quite a few people made quite a bit of money, and quite a few of the prominent buildings and stuff in Emu Park and all this are built from gold money. So anyway, it's a really, really super one. The other one I want you to look up, and because no one ever, I don't even know how many people know about this. Look up, this is from my local area, the Tarangambar gold swindle and what went on there. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just a great story that's hyper local to me. Literally occurred, I could, like, maybe with about 2 weeks training, I could launch a rock over there in that direction. And anyway, the Tarangambar gold swindle, gold heist, it's called a couple of different things. Information's a little bit, it's one of those ones that wasn't made public because a lot of very influential people got burnt. But it's just something interesting to have a look at, the Tarangambar gold swindle, and it's hyper local to where I live, so I find it even more interesting, as with the Mount Morgan mine. So, you know, Mount Morgan, go there. Is that museum, I'm going to just turn over, Meso's sitting over there, is that museum still there with that awesome model? Sick. There you go. If you get to Mount Morgan, there's a little museum there in a nondescript building, and you kind of look at it out the front and you think, oh, they want a couple of bucks to get in. Fair income, there's some models in there that will blow your mind. So there's an old fella who's passed away, but his work remains, and he's literally recreated the entire mine site in miniature inside that building. It's mental. and have a look at the dinosaur, the chicken egg sized nuggets that they found in that area. So very rich and varied history. Well worth looking into. Mount Morgan, and you know, again, hyper local to me, and I'm getting raving on about this because we'll be there next weekend at the Rockhampton. It's an outdoor expo, 4x4 and metal detecting, something prospecting. It's the CQ Detectorist show. No, it's a big deal. It's a pretty big show. 3 days, I think, isn't it? 3 days. So if you're in the central Queensland area, come say good day to the CQ Detectorist. There'll be a few finds on. They've got the big marquee will be set up, and I'll be there in and out like I normally am at these things, wandering around the joint, saying good day to people and trying to get them involved in metal detecting and to join the CQ Detectorist Club. One of the few registered metal detecting clubs in Australia. So when you go on a club hunt with a detecting club like the CQ Detectorist, you're insured, which isn't a big deal until you fall down a gully, break both your legs and you can't go to work for 6 months. Then you appreciate the club having an insurance policy to look after you. So it's the little things, people. You know, I applaud the Facebook group owners and what they do, but sometimes what they do can be a little bit dangerous. If you're going out into the bush and you're taking 60 people and you haven't got an insurance policy, you're mad. Quite simply. Because anything can happen, as we know when I hook a trailer to something. That's an entire show. My misery towing trailers. Anyhow, rightio guys, I'm going to take off. I'm going to finish my 2 years old, my future sponsor, and remember to give them a ring and let them know that they need to be sponsoring me. So have a great weekend. Get out, get amongst it. It's proper freezing in Mudgee. I know I'm in a t-shirt, but there is a combustion stove in that direction and it's throwing off some nice warmth, so it's quite warm in the house. Going outside is not recommended. But we'll be doing that early in the morning to show up at the Mudgee Field Day again tomorrow. So if you're around the Mudgee area tomorrow, pop on over, say good day and have a look at this thing, because the Mudgee Small Farm Field Days is not very small. It's massive. It's bigger than the farms. Oh, that's ironic. The field day is bigger than the small farms that it's about. There you go. Interesting fact. Anyhow, it's a great day and there's heaps of stuff to see and do. Rightio, take care. I really appreciate the waffle. Next broadcast will be a full FNL. Send in some videos, send in some photos as well. Of stuff you can use on the show. Just post it on the Facebook page if you like, and we'll troll through it and have a look and hopefully use it on the show. Much appreciated if you do. Thanks for the submission so far. We have got some stuff there, so but it's, you know, it's too good to waste on a pilot, so to speak. So, and then I'm making now think like I told Jan that her crack was just for a pilot. 2 years old, getting me through all this. Rightio guys, have a fantastic weekend. Get amongst it, go find something shiny, post up a photo so I can make a show about it next broadcast. Rightio, really appreciate you watching. Thanks for your support at the store. We really do appreciate it. We're keeping three Australians in work by shopping at Aussie Detectorist. We're not the biggest. I don't know if we're the best. We like to sometimes think we are. We're bloody good detectorists, I know that. Anyhow, take care. Thanks very much. Enjoy your time. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting your trust in us. See you next broadcast. Bye, folks.